Hi, Happy New Year. Happy New Financial Year. 30th of June is coming, another 26 days, 3 weeks time. So it's time to look at your income and tax. So that's something you can do in that 26 days to cut down your tax. So let's go through it. So if you have this kind of situation in this financial year, then you need to do something. The first thing is, have you sold any rental property this year and made some money? Or you got government grant like job keeper? Or maybe you have an employer pay you some employer share scheme? Or maybe you have one-off income this year. Anyway, if you're thinking your income this year is not normal, will be much bigger than next year, then you got to do something. Basically, you only can do two things: is increase your expenses to claim some deduction, or reduce your income to reduce your tax. Let's go through how to increase your expenses. Firstly, you can prepay some next year's expenses in this year. Something like prepay insurance, prepay interest for your rental property, or prepay some material or purchase something. Next thing you can do is pay some money into your super fund. This is quite powerful if you are something over 45, 50. So you can accumulate more money in your super fund. But of course, if you got lots of debt or you got cash flow problem, you got to think about the balance between put money into super fund or pay off your debt. But every year you can put up to $27,000 into your super and claim it as a deduction, no matter if your employer pay it or you pay it. So as long as you tell your super fund, say, hey, I'm going to claim tax, and make sure they give you a receipt. That's good enough. Or if $27,000 is not enough, maybe this year you're making lots of money from selling your rental property, then you can go back to 2019, 20, 21. If those 3 years you're not contribute to the maximum, you can use the gap and or use the code, pay all the super in this year. Let's talk to your accountant about these things. It's a little bit complicated. Next thing, you can buy some asset. Maybe computer need to be replaced, or maybe need to buy a new car. Instant asset write-off still available. So if you buy something, you can just claim it straight away, like $50,000 car or $20,000 equipment. So that's quite powerful too. Last thing is, if you really have nothing to pay, what you can do is maybe you want to renovate your rental property, but you don't have time to do it yet. So you can just go and buy material first and put the material. We can claim the material in the rental expenses first, and you can do the renovation later next year. So that's pretty much you can do for increase your expenses. Okay, let's look at income side. How can you reduce your income? Firstly, you can defer your income into next year. Maybe get your customer to pay you in 1st of July instead of in the next 3 weeks. And also, you can just keep your profit in company if you're running business. And if you're using a company, it's quite powerful because company only pay 26% tax. Even you're making $7 million, still 27% tax. That's much lower if your personal income is over $180,000. That's pretty much like half, 50% tax, including medical levy. Next thing is, make sure if you're running a business in the trust, you need to have a company beneficiary for your trust. So that means your income can distribute to company and paying 26% tax. This is quite special, but still there's some business running under trust, which I don't really recommend because it's very hard to keep profit in the company. Next thing, you can just look at your stock. If you have some old stock, you can just sell it on discount. You can see everywhere. If end of financial year sale, that's all because they clean up the old stock on discount. So they can clean up the stock, also reduce their profit tax. So that's two purposes in one go. It's a pretty good idea. Or maybe you are not running a business, but you do have some share keeping for a long time, and the share is really losing the value. Then you can consider to sell your share to offset the loss against your capital gain from the properties. So that's pretty much everything need to be done within next 26 days. So if you're not sure what you can do, call me. And that's what I'm doing every day, to look at your profit and make it controllable. Thank you.